Hey there everyone, Luke here, and just like how we got to the point in Mission Yours Co-Fan with Chapter 200 and Doctor Stone with Chapter 200, Witch Watch is now about to cross over the Chapter 200 threshold, which, again, gotta give it credit, the series getting over 200 chapters, pretty impressive, pretty impressive considering a lot of chapters have not been able to make that in recent years. And also, by the way, Witch Watch anime out now. Very good first episode. People that I've been talking to on Discord really enjoyed it, so looking forward to seeing their reaction to further developments in the series as the anime goes along. And yeah, considering it's a sleeper hit, Witch Watch, 26 episodes, that's pretty impressive that it got that. But anyway, we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about chapter 197, which is titled wherever it is, dense traffic safety lesson. So obviously this is referring to the mascot character in this chapter that comes to life and is like one of those road safety cartoon characters. Like back in my youth, it was like the road safety hedgehogs. That would be the case. So this would be like that, the Japanese equivalent to that. So so that's pretty cool as well, that we're getting some road safety here, and it's more consistent than the last chapter, because like I said, the last chapter with the two halves focusing on the argument and then Nemu's grandmother, I felt like those two chapters really should have been their own chapters, but this one nicely and condensed down. So it starts off with Mori in a meeting with Nemu's teacher, and basically basically him saying to her, like, we're holding an assembly for the 5th graders to teach them traffic safety and how to be safe pedestrians. And Maury's like, oh yeah, I remember this. I did this back in the day when they were put on a demo at the end. See what happens when a masculine gets hit by a car, and the teacher's like, yeah, that's exactly what it is. The local police recently created a new mascot to make the class more kid friendly, and it's Dent the Toad, who gets hit by cars a lot. But he's a toad. Like, why would he get hit by? He would just hop onto the car. Like, why a toad? I mean, I guess it might be a case reference to Wind in the Willows, with Toad being obsessed with cars in that film and that book. Like, but seriously, why a toad? So they continue on, and they have more other questions besides just why a toad. We have Mori saying, a toad, what? Because you don't want the kids to croak, and they like this mascot. And the teacher's like, oh yeah, they absolutely adore it. The part where a stuntman in a dense costume getting hit by a car is guaranteed to be a highlight of the class these days. And obviously the reason why they've asked Mori is because he's an ogre. He's an ogre. He can handle it. Like, he's a tank. He would be able to take this and not feel much pain. So that's the reason why they're coming to ask him. Would he be the one to actually put on the costume, get walloped by a car for them, learn about traffic safety, a protector of children asking a kid if they mind getting hit by a car is messed up. Yeah. Pretty much just spinning bees there, but of course Mori is more than willing to go for it if it's to help Nico, and obviously Charmy as well, because Charmy is gonna be involved there. Before we cut to the day of the traffic safety class, where we have the principal reminiscing on the costume itself. Like, he's looking at the costume and being like, I was just looking at Dent here. I did part-time work as a stunt hunter from a time when I was a young man. So nice little bit of backstory for the principal here. Like, hey, maybe we'll get that in like a future chapter. Like, Keigo and Khan become stuntmen, and they go to the principal like, can you give us tips on how to be that? Because Mori said you used to be a stuntman. That would be quite interesting to see to see Keigo and Khan become stuntmen on like a film, maybe one of Charmy's films. Like that would actually be quite a fun chapter. Like Charmy needs some extras to be stuntmen. Khan and Kegel volunteer for it, but they don't know anything. The first thing about stunt work, so they go to the principal and he teaches them a thing or two. That could work as like a good nice little sci-fi life chapter if you want to get Charmy interacting more with the other cast members and seeing what kind of relationship they would have with each other. That would be kind of cool to have. But anyway, continuing on. He goes on to say, "Summer was so hot. I dreaded putting the costume on. But looking back now, these even those memories are fun ones for me. And yeah, you do kind of get that. Like at the time, you're like, oh my god, this costume is so hot. Like just the heat and everything, and it's just gonna make my skin melt and everything. But then as you get older, you're like, you know what? Those were pretty awesome times now, and I wish I could go back to 2 decades younger and have myself putting on the costume again." As the teacher's like, "Yeah, that's lovely, Mr. President, Mr. Principal, but the assembly will start soon, so you're welcome to come and watch." As the assembly is starting, and we have a cop being like, "Okay, everyone, now we're going to talk about traffic safety," like giving like a presentation with the whiteboard behind her. Like, we're going to talk about traffic safety, but also we want to show you the dangers might come on the road, and to help out, it's Dent the traffic cop, and as we see this, we also cut to Murray running late, as we have the cop telling the driver who's going to like run Murray as Dent over, like, "Okay, our stunt for the day is supposed to be really tough, so if you can gun it, you want it," as like, oh no, here comes the truck and everything, and they're gonna run Dent over. And as this is happening, Murray's coming in, like, "Hey, sorry I'm late, I'm here now. But as he's doing this, he sees Dent getting flared. It's like, wait, what's going on here? I was meant to be the one in the Dent costume. Why is Dent there? Why is this happening? And everyone's just there like, wait, Otoga, you're here? Then who was that in a costume? And they're just all frozen at this point as Dent is just thrown to the ground. They're just there like, oh my god, have we actually just killed someone? Did this really mean to happen? Like, what the hell's going on here? As Murray's like, it's the person in the suit. Okay, did you ram into him? What happened? Like, oh, and the driver's like, oh, I thought it was you inside the costume. So I kind of went much faster than normal. The poor stunt actor. Who was it? As the teacher's just getting this mind-boggling like, oh my god, we've hurt the principal. The principal has to be the one that's in there doing that right now. So you gotta get him out of there. Quickly, call her out. So I hit the principal. What's going on there? But as they're like, they turn around as they see the principal involved with the kids, and it's just like, no, sorry, I'm right here. And this just like absolutely confuses everyone. Like, wait, what the hell is going on here? And not only that, this I'm saying that like in reference to what is going on with the Fizz app now, because we have 2 title pages. I think there's 3 title pages actually. Yeah, there's 3 title pages. Like, they have the title page on three pages. So we have it on page 7, we have it on page 8, and then on page 9. Like, what is that actually meant to mean? Was that like a mistake that was made on that part? Like, tell me I'm not going crazy. Tell me, people, if you saw it on Manga Plus as well, do they do the exact same thing where they have 3 title pages for Dent in this shop? Like, what the hell is going on here? But the point I'm making here is that is that they're trying to figure out like who is actually in the suit, but as it turns out that it's not actually suits. It's actually the case of like, no, Dent, their character themselves, has actually come to life. So as Dent introduces himself to Murray is just there like, wait, I'm so confused right now. What do you mean? Like, you're the real Dent here? As Dent's there like, I mean, I am actually him. I'm not a human in a mascot suit. No, I am literally this character right here. So you can see, look at here, the Sook the silk squishy feel of my skin, the red raw scrape of my arm. This is what happened after I got hit by that car, and it's definitely, and you can definitely tell that this is an actual skin here. There's no denying that. As Maury's like, oh my god. There's only one person that has caused this to happen, as he turns to Nico and it's like, did you do this, Nico? As the principal goes on to explain, like, no, I've got it here. I've got the explanation here, Maury. I saw the suit in the changing room. I'm reminisced on my tough summer as a suit actor. I thought to myself, would be nice if the suit could get up more on its own and move on its own. So he's basically was like, oh, it would be nice if the suit could get up on its own without having to have a person be inside it. And yeah, that is quite a nice moment to have there. And also, by the way, before I said stunt actor, but no, suit actor. And again, same thing really, with Charming, like probably needed people to be people in suits. That would be kind of an interesting concept for Khan and Keiko to do, because they pretty much have done that before. So that would be something to like revisit and be a nice little chance for them. Same thing really. But point being is that the principal did that, and then a butterfly bumped into him and basically made the spell come to life. As Maury's like, oh, that spell, the one that temporarily brings objects to life. As he's reminiscing of when it happened the first time, he's like, "Oh my god, we're going through all this again." So that's how he could actually be the real Dent. And the principal explains, like, "Yeah, I had no idea it would turn out like this." As Maury says, "Okay, I understand what happened, but it's not going to be easy to explain this to everyone." As the teacher's like, Maury, you do realise that all the kids here are now starting to complain about having to wait for Dent and wait for this actual assembling to take place. As we have Nico in a nice little panel going like, "Hurry up, Maury!" And Maury's there like, "It was your spell that caused this in the first place. That's caused all this confusion, and now we've got a real life Dent here when I was supposed to be the suit actor in Dent. So really, Nico, you can wait for this because it was technically your fault." So now he's thinking like, well, it's not like there's a costume that I can put on now. I guess I'll just have to let myself get hit by the truck without it. So he's basically like, "Oh my god, okay, fine, I'll get hit by the truck. It won't be a suit and it'll be something completely different, but I guess I'll have to do it." And then Dent is seeing this as he's just really nervously at this point being like, I'll do it. So is this implying that Dent, despite the fact that his character is meant to be health and safety, he's terrified of getting hit by the car? I guess that makes sense. So as Dent explains to Maury that he is going to be able to do it, Maury, despite his frustration at Nico for all of this, is still compassionate as a human being, and it's like, even though Dent is not a human, still seeing as that this creature is going to be putting himself in danger just for the sake of an assembly to teach kids about road safety. So I'm going to be asking her, like, "Are you sure you're a living creature and you're already injured?" As Dent says to her, "Yes, but I was created for the sole purpose of this is my purpose, to be a punching bag, well, I guess a health and safety bag to get hit by these cars, and I can tolerate it a fair amount of blunt force trauma." And if we think about it, the effect it will have on the kids, on the children, Mr. Otagi, and I love that he's like, "Yeah, is it all right if I call you that, like Mr. Otagi? Like you're all right with that. It's not going to be an issue." And Maury's just there like, "Yeah, sure, you can call me whatever you want." Before he continues on and says, I don't think letting you get hit is right." Like then saying that to Maury. Better for it to be someone cartoonish, like a mascot character. Not that I'm cartoonish either. Now that I'm real, like I can just imagine if they got to this point in the anime, like this would be like this would be kind of like a Brook from One Piece, like not that I'm cartoonish enough now that I'm real. And he's like I'm like, like he's trying to laugh, but his croaking is the laughter, like kind of like what Brooke goes like, oh, I'm ordered yo, like that kind of thing. So anyway, continuing on, he says, but this is what I was created for, to get hit by a car, nothing else. And Maury's sense is like, oh my god, this. Because you can imagine, like, that would be, like, if a mascot character came to life, but it was still, like, the mascot character, its sole purpose was to just be health and safety road trends and literally just get hit by cars over and over again. That would be a pretty sucky life to live. As we go into, like, the character's backstory here, about how him being, I love Murray's expression here, like, you have a character profile, why does a mascot character need a character? He's basically saying, like, look, you have only one purpose in life. You have only one job to do. Why do you need, like, this detailed backstory here? But they put great effort into it. Like, no, you don't understand. If because I feel like the whole idea about Dent's backstory is like, the more backstory I have, the more tragic it is, the more the kids will learn from it. Like, okay, I'm not gonna go through that, which could be an effective way to showcase kids. Like, okay, this character, his backstory is that he gets hit by cars, so like, yeah, it's very painful. So the whole idea is that you don't go and play in the streets. So anyway, and I love the fact that he doesn't even know his own backstory. He's like, yeah, don't ask me why I have this backstory, I just have it. So apparently my wife and kids ran out on me 5 years ago. What kind of life do I like? He's like questioning like his own backstory. Like, why did the creators make this for me? The story says that I turned self-destructive. Like, he's getting like just so probably just so depressed right now, just reading this backstory of his now that he's come to life. It's like if say any character in like say for example, I don't know, Robin came to life from One Piece, just reading a backstory. Like, how much more tragic am I going to get? Is my story going to get in here? That'll be kind of funny to see something like that happen. Like more, like the characters from the Mirage series, the series within Witch Watch that is created. Like, if they actually came to life and they were just there, like, this. Our lives make no sense, guys. That'll be kind of funny for that to actually happen. But anyway, I digress. The story says that I turn self-destruct after that, and I get hit by cars because I'm wandering the streets in a daze, not paying attention. So they at least gave a reason why you get hit so often. Whoever drew this was having too much fun. Yeah, that's kind of like probably like a jab at the author here. Like, he was having too much fun with this chapter, like, and he's having too much fun with this series, basically getting to do whatever he wants without any repercussions or anything, as long as he keeps like the story moving at a gradual pace. Which for part 2, it has been moving at a steady pace, but like since we're nearing like nearly 100 chapters since part 2 started, I feel like we really need to like get our skates on and get to the climax of part 2. But I digress. They keep talking and saying, yeah, I get hit at least 40 times a year. As Maury's like, are you okay? Before the teacher's like, can you guys just hurry up and get on with this already? Before Maury says to Dent, now that I actually think about it, I think we can just disperse the spell. You'll turn back into a costume, and then I'll put you on. Before Dent asks him, like, hey Maury, do you have a purpose in life? As he confirms, like, yeah, I do. And Dent says, oh, that sounds like a good life. I have a purpose too. I'd like to fulfill it to my end. So I like to visit children, just like my profile says, and get hit. So he's seen like Maury has a purpose in life, so now he has to fulfill his purpose of being brought into this world and showing them why we have the traffic rules that we do. That's the reason I was born. So I don't know whether this was trying to tug on your emotional heartstrings, but hey, can't hurt to try. Yeah, it didn't work for me, like trying to tug on the heartstrings. Maybe if Dent was more of a regular character, maybe it would have had much more of an impact. But anyway, Dent goes over to the kids and begins the assembly, and it goes off without a hitch that he's telling them like, oh, there's a hot lady across the road, I'm smitten, so I've got to go over there, and the light is red, but I'm not going to pay attention to it. I've got nothing to live for anyway, so I might as well just go over to this lady before he gets hit by the car over and over and over again, and this before it concludes. And this can happen if you're in the driver's blind spot, as Dan says, like, in probably like the most like monotone rate. Yeah, gee, I have a tolerance for this, but I still feel where you're playing, a lot. Before even Maury is like, yeah, this was way too much to watch. So once the assembly is over, Nico says like, oh, I don't want to dispel the spell early, I'll miss you, Dent. Before Dent's like, oh, you're sweet, girl, but I fulfilled my purpose in life. I know I'm not the greatest guy, but if I could go out helping kids, I couldn't ask for any more. I'm glad I was able to do my job well, and now that I've done that well, I don't mind being someone who can actually go back to being just a costume. I wish I could have been wish I could have seen you fly through the air one last time. Sorry, but if you get tipped one more time, I really will die. Like, this will be the actual end of me. Before he senses two kids in danger, goes to save them, and he ignored the rules, but I don't ignore children. His favourite motto is thrown caution to the wind. Before Maury says, yeah, that's not half bad. Den said he was tired and hurt all over again. Nico listened to his quest and dispelled the spell, and that's where the chapter ends. So, really bizarre chapter this week. Like, was his kid? Was the author's kids like just like, oh my god, we're having health and safety here. Can you just create a character for his pops? And he went, okay, like, I guess I can work with that this week. Like, I don't know why. This just seems like the most random of random chapters to come out of Witch Watch. But that's the beauty of this series. Like I said, don't know what you're going to get each and every week. But at the same time, I'm not really sure how to feel about this. I mean, yeah, it was just fun little slice of life comedy. But coming off of like the emotion at the end of the last chapter, that's kind of like a bit like tonal whiplash. But like I said, the nature of the series is just something you're gonna get used to. Yeah, I don't really know what to say about this. Like, it was just bizarre, random fun, and wherever we go next, at least we're along for the ride. And at least people are responding to the anime positively, which hopefully by the end of the first series, people hopefully will start reading the manga and getting more into the series. But that's just something we'll just have to wait and see if that actually does come to pass. So anyway, guys, what did you think of this chapter? Let me know. Like, subscribe, comment, all that jazz. And this will be Lasherluke signing off. Later, guys.